I always have to adjust the mic to my height. Okay. I want to first thank the law enforcement and military community that has traveled today to express their support to the Rittner family and the Milwaukee Police Department. Some of you have traveled thousands of miles to be here. I cannot thank you enough on behalf of the Milwaukee Police Department. I also want to thank the dignitary officials that are here in support of the law enforcement profession and also in support of the Rittner family. I can't thank you enough. George Papacristo, you are a wall that the Milwaukee Police Department is leaning on. I cannot thank you enough. And you have come to the police department in a time where they need you the most. Thank you. Now, before I address you, I'm going to share one story about Matt, just one. And before I share that story, I need to put it into context. During the 1980s and 90s, there was a big push on drug enforcement that led to a large number of search warrants. And during these search warrants, the drug dealer would use pit bulls to attack the intruders coming through the door. In the 1990s, I partook in these search warrants, and I encountered several violently trained pit bulls. In fact, I was bit by one. Now, knowing this, after hearing about Matt, my priority was to share my condolences to Caroline and the Rittner family. I rushed over to the house, walked in, and was greeted with a huge hug from Caroline. As this was occurring, out of the corner of my eye, I see a 100-pound pit bull coming right at me. What do you do? What do you say? I hoped it was a nice dog, which it was. Jumped on me, licked me, strapped onto my leg. You can only imagine what it was doing. I still didn't think nothing of it. I still didn't think what the meaning behind that was until I was ready to leave, and Matthew's mother-in-law asked me if I would take the dog with me. Curious, I asked why. And her response was, Matt rescued him during a search warrant. He was abandoned in the basement of a house. Who in the heck does that? A deed like this. Hold that thought till you hear what I have to say. As a law enforcement executive, and I stand here by myself, but I have a team of executives here. So as a law enforcement executive, we are tasked with developing the crime strategy that fits the needs of the community, and we swear to keep it safe. For the city of Milwaukee, our strategy is to focus on addressing the 10% of the community that possesses a threat to the rest or poses a threat. We use data, we use technology, and we use human intelligence. We communicate this to the law enforcement team. And in short, we go after the person, again, that poses the most threat to hurt our community. Our goal is to go after them before they are able to reoffend, before they can hurt another child or hurt another innocent victim. It's been almost a year that the Milwaukee Police Department, we started to push this strategy, and it didn't take long to get us moving. We empowered our patrol captains to own their districts and rebuild community relations, and also to rebuild that human intelligence that was lost. We gave the motorcycle unit and the tactical enforcement unit a different focus. that pushes you to utilize the skills that you repeatedly train on. We gave you a sense of purpose. And we rebuilt our investigations unit to assist the department in focusing on that 10%. And we gave them all plenty of work to do as we messaged this to the men and women of our department. Now, thinking back to last year in March, if you'd have asked me, would I have anticipated any resistance from the bad guy? I'd have replied, absolutely. I'd bet my paycheck on it. What I would have lost on is knowing we would have lost 3 valuable God-fearing individuals in the process. Charles Irvine died pursuing a person involved in the violent mobile drug market. Michael Michalski died going after a person wanted who was threatening to violently harm another. And Matthew Rittner died serving a search warrant on a person who was involved in selling guns to people that harm others. They died going after the problem that affects our community. They died moving the mission forward. If you think the consequences from the decisions we have pushed onto this department don't hurt, you're gravely mistaken. It hurts in ways that you cannot imagine. Believe me, it hurts. However, it comes with the job. Nobody forces us to be cops. We volunteer to do this job because we believe we make a difference. We believe we are a part of a greater good. We do this because it's the right thing to do, not the easy thing to do. A well-known military general once said, "The military leaders of the 21st century bear an awesome responsibility in the decisions they make involving their troops." He went on to state that mothers and fathers will give their children to you. And in short, you cannot fail. Never did I think this applied to law enforcement. The mothers, fathers, wives, husbands give their loved ones to us. And we as leaders, we cannot fail. Because the men and women who volunteer to do this job believe in the mission. To the men and women of the police department, we do God's work. Every time we do our job, there is less chance a child gets caught in the middle and loses a chance to see this beautiful world. We keep the community safe and allow them to sleep peacefully at night. Chucky believed in the mission, Mikey believed in the mission, and Matthew believed in the mission. So, last week, a reporter asked me how I keep the men and the women of the Milwaukee Police Department motivated after 3 duty deaths. This question has made me think a lot. And not only about the members, but about the spouses, parents, brothers and sisters, every family member. I say this to the Milwaukee Police Department. Matt was a highly trained member of the Milwaukee Police Department Tactical Enforcement Unit, a person trained to be efficient with the sword, a person whose hands were trained for war and fingers for battle. but with a heart of compassion to save a dog that most will believe had no meaning in life. You will come back to work, and we will move forward, because every one of you and every one of you, there is a story like Matt, like Mucky, and like Chucky. We'll move forward because they will live inside of us. We'll move forward because the community has shown they support what you do, and most importantly, express that they need you. And we will not let them die in vain. To Caroline, the Rittner family, I am truly so sorry for your loss. Matthew will live inside of each and every one of us. You will always be family. God bless you. God bless the Milwaukee Police Department. And God bless America. Thank you.